Well, welcome back to Empowering Humanity Through Music. I am your host / vocal coach, Stephanie Thompson, and I'm so thrilled to be here another week with you. Now, we've talked about music being powerful and being healing. Singing is healing. Well, I'm going to tell you a story about singing being healing. There's this nurse, and she works at a hospital, but she does something more extraordinary for her patients than just caring for them. One day, this gentleman was admitted to the hospital. He was admitted to hospice, and his family did not expect to see him go home again. Well, the nurse started interacting with the man, and she soon found out that he had a favorite song, "You Light Up My Life." So the nurse printed out a copy of "You Light Up My Life" and started singing it to the man and encouraging him to sing it with her. And do you know, toward the end of the song, you can watch it on the video, the man started singing along with her, and you could see his whole demeanor change and his face light up. And he hadn't even been able to hardly breathe before that. He could hardly speak, and all of a sudden he's singing with her. Do you know that man went home 1 week later? He was out of hospice and back at home. That's the magic and the power of music. It's amazing, isn't it? Well, so for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, let me introduce myself. I'm Stephanie Thompson, and I'm a classically trained singer-songwriter. I am the Empowering Humanity TV show main performer and entertainment director. And I love what I do. I have so many opportunities to touch people with music, and it's so important to me. Now, last week we talked about how to memorize a song, and I gave you 5 steps. I'm not going to go into those 5 steps right now, but if you want to see the whole session, you can go to empoweringhumanitytv.com/Stephanie, and you can check out my last session, How to Memorize a Song, and find out what those 5 steps are and how you can memorize a song in 1 day. That's right, 1 day. So, before we get started on the new topic today, how to build your repertoire, your song repertoire, I'm going to check in with you. Are you in a place where you're relaxed and comfortable? Are you in a place where you can sing to your heart's delight? Do you have your water with you? Remember, lubricating your voice is very important. How is your posture? Do you feel that string pulling you up by the top? Are you nice and relaxed? Remember, we talked about how you can massage the 2 points where your jaw meet on your face, and that's going to relax your jaw and the rest of your face, right? And do you have your tool, the mirror? The mirror is a very important tool. So if you checked in with me and you have all those things going, now we're ready to start on the subject, how to build your song repertoire. Well, one of my sessions that I did was how to find your genre. And I talked about 3 different kinds of singers. I talked about the recreational singer, the professional singer, and the karaoke singer. Well, when you're building your song repertoire, it's slightly different ways that you can do it depending on what kind of singer you are. Or you might be all 3 kinds of singers. I don't know. But the first singer that I'm going to talk about is the recreational singer. Now, when you're a recreational singer, you sing with joy in your heart. You sing songs that are close to your soul, right? So you want to find songs that inspire you, and you want to find artists that inspire you. So start listening to artists that sing songs that you like to sing, you know? And then once you find an artist who sings songs that you like to sing, see what other songs they have. You can start building your repertoire up like that, because you might find that that same artist sings a lot of different songs that you like to sing. That's one way to build up your repertoire. Number two, once you have found some songs that you like to sing, maybe they're not in the key that is the right range for you. Well, that's okay, because there are great websites out there called, well, I'll give you an example of one, karaoke/version.com. And you can go and get a karaoke version of the song. You can get a copy of the version of the song for a small fee, and you can change the key on the song. So you can sing in the key that feels the best for you. Isn't that great? Yes. So karaoke/version.com, version, version.com. And you can check out the songs there. Another thing you want to do when you're building your repertoire is you want to record yourself. Let me introduce you to a tool that I use obsessively. It's called a digital recorder, okay? This digital recorder is a handy little gadget, and it's not too complicated to figure out. For just under about $100, you can purchase one. And it gives you great feedback on how you sound. For example, it must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. Okay, let's listen to that. Oh, let's see. It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. Pretty good quality, right? This is a great way for you to check and see how you're sounding and where your pitch is and all those good kind of things. Digital recorder, you want to remember that. Those are things you can do as a recreational singer to build your repertoire. Now, there's another tool that I'm going to introduce you to, and as a recreational singer, you know, you're kind of singing for yourself, so it's not as necessary, but I'm going to introduce it to you as a professional singer, because it is important as a professional singer, and it is important for a karaoke singer. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. So, now we're talking about professional singers. If you're a professional singer, and you figured out the genre and range you want to sing, you do the same thing. You want to listen to artists that match your range and that songs that you like to sing. Now, you have to be careful, because even though you might really like an artist and their range might be the same as yours, their songs may not match your personality. So that's very important. You want to find songs that match your personality, that you're going to be able to perform well, right? That's important as a professional singer. Now, for example, I love Pink. I think she's a great artist. And her range is similar to mine. But her songs don't really match my personality for the most part. So I turn to an artist like Bette Midler. Bette Midler has a similar range to me, and she has songs that I can sell as an artist, as you know, that I can move my audience with. Now, I'm going to introduce you to the new tool that I have here. This is the second tool that I'm introducing you to. It's called a metronome. Now, back in the day, they used to have these wooden metronomes. You just turn them on, click, 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 simple. Well, now, technology is supposed to make things easier for us, but that's not always the case, because this metronome is a little complicated. But I'm going to give you an example how a metronome works, okay? So, It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. Okay, there's that. Or there is this. It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. See, this tool is very important because it can keep you on point with the tempo. And you can choose different tempos to practice. Like if you're learning the song for the first time, you can go slower. And as you get more comfortable, you can speed it up. Okay? As a professional singer, you also want to find up-tempo songs and ballads because you want to be able to engage your audience. You want to have a variety of songs because eventually you're going to need to build up a set so you can go and perform them for people. And if you have all ballads or all up-tempo songs, that tends to get a little monotonous for your audience. As the karaoke singer, you want to find songs that match your range and your personality. Remember, as a karaoke singer, you cannot change the key. You have to be stuck with what the artist sings, the main key that the artist sings in. So it's very important as a karaoke singer to find songs that are in your range, that you're very comfortable singing, and that match your personality. Because as a karaoke singer, that's the whole idea, is to entertain the audience, right? So, as same as with a professional singer, you want to find up-tempo songs and ballads to entertain the audience. You don't want to just do all up-tempo and all ballads. That's what I would suggest. Now, on karaoke/version.com, as I told you about earlier, it has karaoke versions of the songs. You can change the key. But it also has the main key that the song was sung in with the artist. So if you're a karaoke singer, you can go to that website and you can pick out the song and it'll be the right key right there. That's the first key they offer, is the main key that the singer sang in. And you can use that to practice. Also, practicing with the metronome as a karaoke singer is very important, because you don't want to slow the melody down. You can't. When the karaoke song plays, when they play that song for you, it's not going to slow down for anyone. It's going to keep going. So you better know the song well enough to sing it at the tempo that it's sung at. That's very important. Also, you can record yourself on the digital recorder, and you can see how you sound on that song, if it's really a good song that you want to bring out and sing for people. Well, those are my steps for how to build your repertoire. I hope you enjoyed this session. Next week, we're going to talk about how to audition. And if you have any other questions, or if you want to reach out to me, you can go to empoweringhumanity.com/Stephanie. And I'd be happy to answer your questions. You can always send me messages on Facebook, and I would love to hear from you how these sessions are affecting you and your voice. So I will see you next week, Thursday at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and we're going to talk about how to audition. Until then, keep singing and keep enjoying your voice. Goodbye for now.